ever been watching a video and hear someone refer to you as collective or spiritual collective? In this video, I wanted to break down and explain the deep interconnected roots of what this actually means. You could look at the spiritual collective as being like a class in a school. Life or existence is the school, and we are all simultaneously students while we are also teachers. We are all teaching each other lessons while also learning lessons from each other. And this also gets into the time aspect, which could be tricky to understand. But just like I mentioned, if this resonates with you, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The linear time scale that we experience that lots of people think is true is not true. There is no past, present, and future, but rather everything is one. Everything is happening at once. So you might say, well, why do we experience in a linear fashion? This goes back to my school analogy. So the information is already there. When you go through school, your class is dependent on your level. So even though you're in third grade, there is still the information for what comes in fourth, fifth, sixth, and whatever else grade. You just haven't experienced it because it would be way too much for you to experience or have everything dumped on you all at once. It would be overwhelming. So we experience things in a linear fashion to learn in a process so it isn't too much. So continuing with the school analogy, as you go to the next grade or the next level, you experience and learn new lessons and new things. That information was already there. You're just learning it at your designated quote unquote time. And with life, it's the same sort of thing. This is why, as what we perceive to be time, as things go on in a linear fashion, we start learning, experiencing, or inventing new things. This is why every year scientists discover new species of animals. The animals just magically form or were created, or did they always exist and we're just now at a consciousness to where we can experience them? Another example I could give is the person who breaks up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, and weeks or months or years later, they're looking back and they're like, I can't even believe I ever liked that person. Now, some of these people are just being prideful and they're trying to brush it off and act like they're too good for the person. But some of these people have honestly raised to higher levels of consciousness, which is what triggered them to leave that person in the first place because they learned a lesson. I gave this example in another video, but you'll have some women who keep returning back to their abusive boyfriend over and over and over. Why? They're repeating old cycles because they haven't learned a lesson. Until you learn a lesson, you can't move on to the next grade level. This is why, just like in school, people are recycled.